Did you know that some of the fruits you've trusted for decades, fruits you believed were nourishing your body, could quietly be destroying your vision? It sounds shocking, doesn't it? After all, we've spent a lifetime hearing how fruit is one of the healthiest things we can eat. Oranges for vitamin C, grapes for a light snack, a banana to get you through the morning. But for those of us in our 60s, 70s, or beyond, the truth is more complicated and more urgent. The aging body processes sugar differently. Our cells repair more slowly, and certain fruits, though natural and sweet, may actually be accelerating the decline of one of your most precious gifts, your sight. If you've noticed blurred vision, difficulty driving at night, or trouble reading fine print, it may not be just age, it might be what's on your plate. This isn't about fear, it's about taking back control. In the next few minutes, you'll discover 5 common fruits that may be doing more harm than good, and the real cost they carry if you continue eating them. You might be surprised by what you learn, and once you see it clearly, there's no going back. Because protecting your eyesight starts with what you choose today. Let's begin. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Grapes. A hidden sugar trap for aging eyes. They seem so innocent, don't they? A handful of grapes. Cool, sweet, easy to chew. They sit on the kitchen counter in a bowl, familiar and inviting. For many older adults, grapes feel like the perfect snack. Light, refreshing, and natural. But behind that glossy skin and juicy sweetness lies a quiet danger that too often goes unnoticed. Until it's too late. You see, grapes are extremely high in natural sugars, especially fructose. And while our younger bodies could once handle a quick sugar rush, the aging body processes sugar much more slowly and less effectively. Each time we reach for a handful of grapes, we may unknowingly be sending our blood sugar on a roller coaster, fast spikes followed by sudden drops. Over time, this repeated sugar stress takes a toll on our eyes. The retina, the delicate tissue at the back of the eye responsible for clear vision, relies on a network of tiny blood vessels. These vessels are incredibly sensitive to fluctuations in blood sugar. When sugar is too high too often, it begins to damage and scar those vessels. The result? Blurry vision, dark spots, and in many cases, the early onset of diabetic retinopathy and macular degeneration. But that's not all. The natural sugar in grapes feeds a dangerous process called oxidative stress, an internal imbalance where harmful free radicals begin to overpower the body's ability to repair itself. The eyes, being some of the most metabolically active tissues in the body, are among the first to suffer. Vision becomes weaker. Colors fade. Night driving becomes frightening. Reading becomes a struggle. And slowly, independence slips away. All this from a fruit we thought was harmless. It's a painful truth, but one worth facing. Because once you understand how subtle choices can shape your future, you reclaim the power to protect what matters most. But grapes aren't the only sweet fruit causing unseen damage. Let's talk about another common favorite, one that hides behind a reputation for being healthy and full of vitamin C. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Oranges. Citrus acid that erodes more than enamel. For generations, we've been told that starting the day with a glass of orange juice or enjoying a fresh orange is one of the healthiest things we can do. Bursting with vitamin C, full of flavor, and a symbol of vitality. What could possibly be wrong with something so natural, so wholesome? But as we grow older, the relationship between our bodies and certain foods changes, and what once nourished us can quietly begin to wear us down. Oranges are incredibly acidic. This high acid content, while refreshing to the tongue, can silently spark inflammation within the body. For seniors whose immune systems are more fragile and prone to chronic inflammation, this can be particularly dangerous. Inflammation doesn't just stay in the joints or digestive system, it reaches everywhere, including the eyes. When the optic nerve becomes inflamed or stressed, vision begins to decline, first subtly, then rapidly. You might notice sensitivity to light, more floaters, or difficulty focusing. But there's another hidden enemy: sugar. A medium sized orange contains about 12 grams of sugar. It's natural, yes, but it behaves the same way in the bloodstream. Sugar causes spikes, and spikes cause damage. Over time, this sugar triggers glycation, a process where sugar molecules attach to proteins in the lens of the eye, clouding your vision and hastening the formation of cataracts. The real price of that morning orange: a slow, almost imperceptible erosion of clarity. Days go by, then months, and one morning you struggle to read your medication label or recognize the face of a loved one from across the room. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. And while the damage builds quietly, the solution begins with awareness. But oranges aren't the only cherished fruit, hiding risk behind a familiar sweetness. Let me show you a beloved snack that offers comfort but delivers chaos to your vision. 3. Bananas. Potassium rich, but insulin spiking. Bananas have long been praised as the perfect fruit: portable, soft, gentle on the stomach, and filled with potassium. Many seniors find them easy to eat, often enjoying them with breakfast or as a quick snack before taking medications. They're comfort food in the purest form, a symbol of simplicity, energy, and routine. But what if that comforting yellow fruit was slowly compromising one of your most vital senses? What few people realize is that bananas, especially when fully ripe, are packed with natural sugars that digest quickly and cause a sharp increase in blood glucose levels. For aging adults, this sugar surge doesn't just affect your energy, it reaches far deeper. High blood sugar is one of the most destructive forces when it comes to eye health. It harms the retina, starves cells of oxygen, and damages the delicate vessels that supply nutrients to your eyes. But the story doesn't end with sugar. Repeated insulin spikes from high glycemic foods like bananas contribute to something more dangerous: chronic systemic inflammation. And when inflammation becomes the norm, the eyes suffer. Over time, these sugar-fueled flare-ups begin to break down the macula, the central part of your retina responsible for sharp vision. What begins as a mild blur may quietly progress into macular degeneration, robbing you of your ability to read, drive, or recognize familiar faces. Think of it this way: every banana may feel like a small, healthy indulgence, but for your eyes, it's another drop in a very dangerous bucket. Vision loss doesn't send warnings. It creeps in silently until one day you realize the world has dimmed and you never saw it coming. And while bananas may seem like an old friend, there's another fruit that promises tropical sweetness but carries an even sharper sting for aging eyes. You might want to rethink your summer favorite. Let's take a closer look. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Pineapple, the sweet and sour culprit. There's something joyful about pineapple. Its bright color, tropical scent, and vibrant taste can take us back to vacations, family picnics, or a sweet treat on a warm afternoon. For many seniors, pineapple feels like a celebration in every bite. But beneath that bold sweetness and refreshing tang lies a danger that often slips under the radar, one that may slowly be stealing your vision. Pineapple contains a troubling combination of high acidity and natural sugars, which together form the perfect storm for the aging eye. Its acid can irritate the stomach, yes, but it also sparks low grade inflammation throughout the body. For older adults whose natural defenses are weaker and recovery slower, this inflammation is not just uncomfortable, it's destructive. The eye, especially the delicate optic nerve and retina, is extremely sensitive to these changes. Prolonged inflammation quietly wears down the protective tissues that preserve your sight. Then there's the sugar. Pineapple's sweetness might taste light and innocent, but in reality, it causes a fast spike in blood glucose. For seniors with slower insulin response, this spike becomes a threat. Elevated sugar levels encourage the formation of advanced glycation end products, AGEs, damaging compounds that cloud the lens, weaken eye tissue, and play a central role in the development of cataracts and retinal disorders. There's another hidden effect. Pineapple can increase histamine levels, which worsens symptoms of dry eye syndrome, a frustrating and often overlooked condition that affects comfort, clarity, and confidence, especially in low light settings like evening driving. So, while that juicy pineapple slice may look harmless, the long term cost is anything but. You may be trading momentary delight for a future filled with blurred edges, light sensitivity, and the loss of crisp, vibrant vision. And yet, even pineapple's risks are rivaled by another seemingly innocent fruit, one that's cool, hydrating, and beloved at every summer gathering. But don't be fooled. What's coming next might surprise you most of all. 5. Watermelon. A summer treat that's not so sweet for your eyes. Few things feel more nostalgic than a slice of cold watermelon on a hot summer day. It's the fruit of family barbecues, childhood memories, and peaceful moments on the porch. For many older adults, watermelon feels like the gentlest of indulgences, hydrating, low in calories, and refreshingly sweet. But while it quenches your thirst, it may also be slowly draining something far more precious, your vision. Watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit. That means it causes your blood sugar to rise rapidly after you eat it. For seniors, especially those dealing with insulin resistance or prediabetes, these sugar surges don't just affect energy levels, they begin a chain reaction in the eyes. The delicate vessels of the retina, the part of your eye responsible for detailed vision, are not built to withstand these constant sugar assaults. Over time, the result can be retinal swelling, leaky blood vessels, and eventually diabetic retinopathy, a condition that can lead to permanent blindness if left unaddressed. But it doesn't stop there. Watermelon, despite its water content, lacks the fiber and protective antioxidants that help slow digestion and support long-term eye health. Instead, its sugars feed oxidative stress, where unstable molecules attack and damage the cells in your eye. You may not feel it happening. There's no warning. Just one day, the morning newspaper looks a little fuzzier. Street signs seem harder to read, and you wonder when the world began to blur. For a fruit so often associated with health, the reality is quietly cruel. What seems to cool and refresh can, over time, darken the very world you want to keep seeing clearly. So where does this leave you? If so many of the fruits we've trusted for years can do this kind of harm, what steps can we take now, today, to protect the vision we still have? Let's talk about that next. 6. So what should you do now? When you've spent a lifetime building habits, savoring the fruits you grew up with, trusting the routines that once felt healthy, it can feel unsettling, even unfair, to discover those same choices may now be harming you. But aging doesn't just bring changes to the body, it brings wisdom, and with that, the power to choose differently, to act intentionally, and to protect what truly matters. Now is not the time for fear or guilt. It's the time for awareness and empowerment. The choices you make today, even the small ones, can either preserve or undermine your eyesight tomorrow. The first step is mindfulness, noticing which fruits you reach for, how often, and how they make your body feel. Swap out high sugar, high acid fruits like grapes, pineapples, and watermelon for gentler, eye nourishing alternatives like blueberries, avocados, and dark leafy greens. These foods are rich in lutein, zeaxanthin, and antioxidants, nutrients proven to support the retina and protect against age-related damage. Consider talking to a nutritionist or your eye doctor about your diet. Ask them how what you eat could be affecting your vision. You might be surprised by how much your plate has to do with the sharpness of what you see each morning. And don't underestimate the value of hydration, sun protection, and supplementation, all vital tools in keeping your eyes strong. You've worked too hard and seen too much in life to let your vision slip away unnecessarily. You are not powerless. In fact, you have more influence over your eye health now than ever before, because now you know. But the journey doesn't end with food choices. It's also about protecting the stories, memories, and independence your eyes allow you to hold on to. So, how do we preserve that gift, that window to everything we love? Let's take a deeper look together. Your vision is your legacy. Protect it with wisdom. By now, you've seen what many never realize until it's too late, that the fruits we've loved, trusted, and enjoyed for years may no longer serve us as we age. In fact, for older adults, they can silently rob us of the very thing we rely on each day to experience the world, our vision. But here's the deeper truth. This isn't just about what you eat. It's about what you value. Your sight is not just a physical sense. It's your connection to your memories, your independence, your ability to witness the world around you. It's how you see your grandchildren's faces, your partner's smile, the beauty of a sunrise. Losing that clarity is not just inconvenient, it's heartbreaking. And yet, you are not helpless. Far from it. You are wiser now than you've ever been. With every new piece of knowledge, you're taking back control. You've faced greater challenges in life than this. You've adapted before. You can do it again. Protecting your vision begins with simple, conscious choices. Reducing your intake of harmful fruits. Embracing foods that truly support your aging eyes. Staying hydrated. Getting regular checkups. These steps may seem small, but when practiced consistently, they are powerful. They are acts of self-respect. And just as important, don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share it with your spouse, your siblings, your neighbors, your friends at church, or in your retirement community. You could help someone else see more clearly, live more fully, and hold on to the joys of life just a little longer. Because in the end, this isn't just about food, it's about freedom, dignity, and the ability to continue experiencing life with open eyes and an open heart. So be proud of the wisdom you carry. Let it guide your choices. And always remember, it's never too late to protect what truly matters. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.